Morning, y'all. Right, so it's Daddy Day number 2. Yesterday's question, I asked everyone where they were playing golf in 2019. It's 2018 next year, as most of you realised. I also forgot to put the swing on that I spent all day talking about. I have uploaded that to Twitter and my Instagram story and my Instagram page, as it's Instagram week. So if you want to get on the daily vlogs this week, get on my Instagram at Crossfield Mark. Because that's where all the swings are coming from this week. So people want to play all over the world, which is understandable. It's interesting, I always think, because the Americans, well, yesterday's question was, where do you want to play in 2019? Which I think most of you realised I meant 2018. Lots of the Americans want to come over here and we want to go over there. It's always grass is always green. So today's question, as it's so wet, what is your best playing in the rain tips? I spent most of my amateur golf playing in tournaments in the rain on links courses, with glasses on. I ended up having my little ways. What are your best in the rain playing tips? Comment down below, hit that subscribe button as always. Come on, hit the thumbs up button. You're all getting a bit lazy with the thumbs up button again, just give it a little click. Right, so today's Instagram swing complaints of hitting out twin. Been working on it for many years or months with coaches and what have you. Can't stop hitting across the ball, he's saying. So we're going to move his club path with some club face control, and we're also going to talk about this backswing that here gets very short, kind of gets in its own way a little bit, maybe doesn't give you enough time to actually have enough thoughts of changing wrist angles and manipulating face and then in turn path. So we're going to try and help this player improve their path by changing length of backswing possibly, or the way they take the club back, and certainly some wrist angles. Right, busy morning, starting off with doctors for this one. That one's coming along, that one's coming along too. Daddy's day. Now we're off to the range to hit some golf balls for Flula to get some practice in. Right, this player has to start with some wrist angles. So we need to get rid of him going this way at the beginning and then there. So I want you to feel as you take that club back, right, you're facing the face more at the ball for longer rather than this way, because this action allows that to happen very easily, and that twisting of the club around that axis is always going to get the face setting quite open to a path, which is why you have this big desire to swing left. We are going to address the small backswing soon. So as you pull that club back, just feel like you're facing the face at the ball for longer, and as you do that, feel like your wrist will want to fold much more this way than your normal rotation this way. This will allow the face to start moving in a different way to the path, which might in itself allow you to move that path naturally more to the right. It'll want to go that way. As you do this, I want you to try and feel like you're getting your hands much more over right shoulder. So actually feel like as you're facing that club or that face to the ball for longer, you're trying to really get your hands up in the air and over, literally above your right shoulder, not below it. Also going to do something with the sinking of your lower body, upper body and arms in the next drill, but you've got to start with a bit of club face control in relationship to the path, then have the desire to move the path. You can't move the path if the face is open to it. You wouldn't want the path going at target. You certainly wouldn't want it going into out, because if the face is open to that, it's going a long way right. Wild football boy, what up, jump move, great swing brah.
Let's answer your questions.
Alright Mark, how are you doing? Mate, talk to me about divots. What will divots do for my game? When I do take a divot, I end up going squeezing off to the right, or I don't quite make the distance. I'm not really entirely sure what a divot will do for my game. Can you please tell me what divots are doing for me? Or not at all? Cheers, brah.
Right, divots. People read far too much into divots. So there's a lot of things going on when the club is down there hitting the ball. So the first thing that confuses people with divots when it comes to club hitting the ball is subject to your strike, and all strikes are, but the degree of deflection changes subject to your strike. So the club is deflected down when you hit a ball. Then your divot is ideally happening kind of, or lowest point is after the ball. So you're getting a reading of deflection and post-impact. So you're not actually getting a reading of what's happening at impact at all, like people think it is. And then for anyone who's understanding the kind of hoopy idea of down at impact and my swing plane ideas, which are not ideas, it's just anyone who understands the golf swing understands this, as if I've made it up, is that the direction of that divot being after you've hit the ball isn't in any way a reflection of the path that club is travelling on as you hit the ball. So I can hit a ball very much on the way down, swing direction left, but path would be 0, divot would go way left, and then vice versa. I could hit a ball level to nearly up, trying to take some kind of scrape, obviously up being the only possible after, but you have got the deflection in there, and the divot, slope, swing direction are in different directions. So the main moral from this, unless you're just taking chunks this far behind the ball, don't read into divots. You got Tom Watson who plucked the ball, took next to no divots, compared to some other modern golfers and old-fashioned golfers who would have taken big slabs out of the ground. Ian Woosnam, great player, just to take blooming fillet steaks out of the ground. Now I reckon if you measured their angle of attack, so that's the other thing, the divot isn't giving you an indication of angle of attack, it's giving you an indication of where your low point is. So stop reading into your divots, don't look at your divots. You could see where they are in relationship to the ball if you're way off, but yeah, it's one of those things I still see pros trying to use, you know, they're actually teaching with it, and it worries me slightly. Right, with wrist angles in place, the next thing we need to do is sync your backswing a little bit. So you get quite Elvis with your knees quite early, which then kind of throws your hips quite early, which often means for golfers by the time their hands get about waist height, they've turned their lower half so much they don't feel like they can do any more, and then everything just kind of grinds to a stop. So you're this way, which we talked about this morning, but at the same time you're this way with your hips. So they're kind of really throwing quite early. So to get the club back any further, I need to turn more, but I've kind of done enough in my lower half, so I kind of get a bit stuck. So I want you to think about pulling your left foot off the ground on the backswing, just a heel, think of that kind of Jack Nicklaus used to. But I want you to do it after you've made your takeaway. So we're going to try and change the sinking, the order. So I want you to take that club back, trying to face it more towards the ball to help with wrist angles, keeping both feet flat on the ground. When your hands get around waist height, from there on to get the club over your right shoulder, I want you now to just let your left heel peel up, let your hips really go, let your shoulders turn. This kind of syncing of orders will allow you to free up that stretch a bit more on your backswing. Get those hands up in the air. Getting those hands up in the air is going to give you more time and chance to actually start really trying to work the wrist angles as much as possible. So rather than this kind of flick with your hands and hips go early, stuck backswing and you're a cross angle, we're facing the club towards the ball, we're keeping our feet on the ground, hands get about hip height, let the left heel come up to allow you to turn those hands again over your right shoulder, freeing up this backswing with some good wrist conditions. You will change path. If you do these things, you will change path. Tonight, it's fajitas night. Prep done. See you all tomorrow. Remember, Instagram competition with Under Armour is still running, and all this week, all the swings coming from @Crossfield Mark on Instagram. Give me a follow. Got a chance of winning Under Armour, and if you send me a swing, you got a chance of being on the vlog. See you all tomorrow.